Hello, my crafty friends. It's Ellie from Periwinkle Matilda. I'm here to do a little show and tell and also to talk about the slow stitch project for 2002 that Rachel from Roxy's Creations is going to conduct. And I'm really excited about it. I love slow stitch. It's a lot of embroidery stitches and it's just so much fun. And we're going to be creating a slow stitch journal, a journal of stitchery type of journal. And you can get all the details on Roxy's Creations as well as her sister Sarah's channel as well. And I will put links in the description below for both Roxy's Creations and also Sarah's channel. But I wanted to share with you some of the textiles that I'm going to be using. Last night I was so excited. I really like the vintage or antique boxes that Rachel uses to put her laces and textiles in. And so I thought I would take some cardboard, just some flat cardboard, free cardboard that I get at Costco. And I cut it up and made a little box. It's nowhere near as nice as the antique ones that Rachel uses, but I think it's fun. I call it a Scrappy box. I don't know if you want a tutorial on it. Leave me a message in the comments, and I'll think about possibly doing a tutorial on how I did this Scrappy box. But I think it turned out really, really cute, and I just used my scraps. So I'll just quickly show you some of the textiles that I'm going to be using that I put in this box. And these are all things that I've either gotten from Happy Mail or I've picked up in local thrift stores. So there's this that I'm planning on using. And then I purchased at a thrift store, and I don't even remember now what it was, but it was like a big sheet that someone had attached by sewing all of her vintage and antique and probably family heirloom slow stitch items and different textiles. So I took it all apart and I used it for a quilted journal that I made that turned out really special. And then here are some other pieces that were left over that I'm planning on using in my Journey of Stitchery book. Some really pretty vintage pieces here. Just love the tatting and the lace and a little bit of embroidery. This is crochet trim. Some old eyelet, but it just feels so good, this antique cotton. Here's some more. Look like it might have been a collar or something. Here's a little piece that I have left over. Just little pieces because they were vintage and really special. I saved all the little pieces and I just think they're fun. And I love having them in this box. It just makes it even more fun to look at. So here's some cross stitch. And some more. Looked like it was a collar or something. And then I must have used this in a journal. But I just love this linen. And the little tatting that they did. Just love it. Here's some old lace. Here's an old piece of hanky. I have another piece in the box as well. This one's really nice on linen fabric. Love the stitching. And this too will give me inspiration and ideas of slow stitching that I want to do in my book. And here's a little, I guess it was a hanky maybe, that somebody fine crochet the edge, and then it's got an initial. Looks like it's an A. How precious. Some more really nice linen. Love the feel of this fabric. Some more piece of cross stitch. Like I said, I kept all the little bitties. So pretty. I love the trim on this. This is really pretty on some linen. Some more crochet. Some more very old linen. This is what is left. I must have cut some flowers out for the journal I was doing, and this is what's left of it. Pretty crochet lace. This is gorgeous. Crocheted lace on linen. It's probably a hanky. Got a lot of little bits, so I think that Rachel and Sarah are going, and her mother as well. Sorry, I meant to mention that her mother's going to be doing this as well. And I think they're going to tell us how to use these little bits in our journal. This must be a preemie baby's collar. So precious. Like I said, I kept every little bit. I just love it. It's really hard to find here on the island. So anything I find, I treasure. Or anything I get for Happy Mail. This is pretty too. Really pretty vintage lace with some crochet lace trim. This is an old hanky, I think. So pretty. This looks like it was part of a hanky. Very pretty. Some more of that hanky. Some more crochet trim. Just another piece of the linen material. More of that really pretty tatted linen. This was probably a hanky. And it just goes on and on and on. Guess I've collected a lot. This one's pretty. Excuse me. Some crochet. More crochet. Lots of doilies that I've collected. This is really vintage. It's got some tape on it. This is so thin. So pretty. This isn't vintage, but I like it. So I'll be incorporating that. This is vintage. And this, I love it. I love the crocheted and the tatting, and the feel of this material is just gorgeous. Here's another one just like it, but I use some of it in a journal. This is like never ending. This is a big one. This one's really old. Some silk. Vintage lace. So pretty. I love vintage lace. So yeah, I have a lot to work with. Of course, I like purple. This is pretty cool. It's got bells. I think I printed this on some material. This is really pretty. Tatting and on linen and embroidery. So pretty. Some more. Here's a vintage doily with a rose. I think this would be pretty maybe on my cover. And then some little ones with all kinds of stains on them, which we love. This one's really pretty. And then this one, I've sent some of these flowers in Happy Mail. I've used them on journals. And there's still some left. This is really old and ratty, but I love it. Now this is antique. This was sent to me in a Facebook swap. So pretty. And here's some more antique fabric that was sent to me. An antique lace that was sent to me. This is gorgeous. And this is antique. And look at this lace. It's antique and brittle. And then some antique ribbon. And these I don't think are antique, but I think they're pretty. And then some more doilies and pieces that I can cut up. So those are all my laces and embroideries and textiles for the box. And then I haven't gone through all my material yet, but all my material is from thrift stores. And so I'm planning on using this. I love it. It's April Cornell. This, nice and thick. Some more of this material. I've got a lot of this. And then some tulle. That looks like Tuck's dog, Darcy. Then I have this I can cut up, which I used actually one of them for to make the box. This is the back side of it. And then I have some quilting material that I can use. I made a cover out of this. I think I made a cover out of this one too. A journal cover. But yeah, so I hope that you go over to Roxy's Creations. Check out the Pound Roxy Journal of Stitchery. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I know it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's starting in 2002. So stay tuned for more because I'll be doing videos on it. Have a great day. Till the next video. Bye-bye, friends.